I am right now. We're live literally from Japan right now. And I have been here for like 4 days. Here's the best part. In Japan, there's a convention called Comiket. Have you guys ever heard of Anime Expo? It makes that junk look like playground footage. In Japan, there's something called Comiket, chat, where all of the VTuber fans go to. It is 8 times the size of effing Anime Expo. And the best part was, I walked among those nerds, and none of them knew, bro. Imagine the smell. You won't believe this. It didn't smell bad. In fact, it smelled like a McDonald's bathroom. A little bit bad, but there's enough spray to cover it up. There's a lot of stuff to go over. We have an assistant today. High five me. Wait, on 3. 1, 2, 3. I've been learning Spanish, Japanese, my bad, for 3 days now. When I ever call an Uber chat, I walk up and I'm like, hi, Filian des. And then they speak a bunch of words at me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous right now. But basically, I say whatever you want because they ask me where I'm supposed to go. If you speak some Japanese and they say, Jozu, Nihongo, that means they think your Japanese is good, but you're not a native speaker. No one has ever said to me yet, chat, which may sound really bad, but here's the thing. Okay, hear me out. Either they just speak back to me in English because they know I'm an idiot, or they speak to me in full Japanese and I don't respond. So then at that point, you know, they have no clue where I'm actually at in life. Also, chat, I effing got into Japan off the airplane, but the problem was as soon as I got off the airplane, my friend's like, Filian, did you hear about the airplane? I was like, what airplane, bro? And they're like, the one in Korea. And I'm like, the one in Korea? Have you guys ever heard about airplanes in the news and it was a good thing? They effing sent me a Twitter link and it's just this plane just T-posing directly into a hill. And there's nothing but fired flames and explosives. I'm just like, I was literally on a plane flight, like right around the exact same time that junk happened, you know? Maybe I should just live here forever. Time to swim back to the States. Chad, here's the thing. You can't drive to North America. I recently found that out. I thought you could go through Alaska. Can't drive, period. Bro. I think I might just have to live here forever at this point. Every day, I learn more Japanese and I become stronger, you know? Sometimes I say, Itaya tama desu. Sometimes I say, mecha kawaii to random chicks. It's been a good time. Okay, chat, you guys ready for story time? And then we'll get to the hand cam. Couple of things I've learned. Number 1, I have not had a single bad meal in Japan since I got here. The first night I got here, chat, we went for something called gyoza, which I've never had in my life, and I know I've seen a lot in America, but I've been too afraid of it because it looks very strange. So, like, I went into this restaurant, right? I'm, like, here to eat food, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll try anything once, as long as it's Japanese, you know what I'm saying? I sit down, and I'm like, what is this? And they bring out steamed gyoza, which I've never seen in my life. It's like a dumpling, but, chat, it's shaped like a calzone. That junk was bussin'. They give you a bunch of stuff, chat. You make your own sauce. They give you vinegar, chili powder, oil or some junk, and you pour it onto the bowl in whatever quantity you like, and then you dip your gyoza in that junk. It was like a choose your own adventure, man. It was so sick, dude. And on the first day when I was here, chat, it was pretty dark outside, and I was just like, I can't really see anything. But the next morning when I woke up, I kid you not, the first thing I saw was a billboard with Pokemon on it. There's like anime literally everywhere, chat. And this, if it's not anime, it's like musical artists and idols and stuff. I've seen Hololive posters. I've seen random anime games I've never even heard of. I've seen Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. I legitimately feel like they quarantined all the VTuber fans in this one country. So I went to something called Shibuya Crossing. It's like a street, right? But apparently there's a more famous street somewhere else. Yeah, so Shibuya has all the shopping. Have you guys ever heard about Japan? The clothes that people wear here? If you live in America and you go to Japan, you look like a walking skill issue. You're getting skill gapped by every pedestrian walking down the street in a puffer jacket. If you walk around here and you don't look like an anime girl in real life, you're basically getting mobbed. If there's a random person you've never seen in your life in a Japanese outfit, he's a Japanese salaryman, he's walking around in a trench coat that looks like he has more aura than Gojo. I kid you not, chat, everyone here has main character syndrome, but that's just their way of life, bro. They look so good. I look like a homeless tramp compared to these nerds. I've learned this about Japanese people. There is adult content everywhere. Literally everywhere! I cannot escape it, bro. When I went into Comiket, there would be nice, wholesome anime girls being like, kawaii, on the freaking posters, and then legitimately 2 feet over, there'd just be some girl be like, have you seen this before? I don't know what to... It's just... Are you seriously walking around a convention by yourself? It is on a different level entirely. I was like, How is this possible? But I learned 2 things, okay? Step 1, I almost never see adult content of real women. It's just anime girls. I think the anime girls are so hot that they like those more than real humans. Real women are getting mocked in Japan, bro. It's a problem. And here's the other thing. Everywhere in Japan, chat, they have something called Family Mart, and they have 7-Eleven. If you walk 5 feet in Tokyo, you will see a Family Mart or a 7-Eleven. And the crazy joke is, chat, they're locked into a permanent turf war. In each of the 2 stores, they have fried chicken that they'll sell you called kararage. And so in the Family Mart, the kararage is called famichiki, which is very cute. And then in the other 7-Eleven, it's called kararage. They both have their own kararage, and you have to pick when you join Japan, okay? Whichever one you pick is going to put you into a different tier. Now, chat, I had famichiki and I had 7-Eleven chicken. And I'm gonna keep it a buck in a stack, chat. The 7-Eleven chicken was pretty greasy. I actually liked the famichiki better. I have been sorted by the hat. I'm a famichiki fan. If you don't like that, you can take it up with my manager. Now, here's the last thing, chat. If you come to Japan, I cannot recommend this enough. First off, you need ramen, which I'll talk about. But second off, and more importantly, you need to buy drip. The clothes here are cheap. Why? Because currently the yen is cheap. If you want to go on a vacation, come to Japan. Second off, all the clothes here, they make it look so much drippier than America by default, bro. If you don't have any sense of fashion, you can just trip into a Zara's in Japan and you'll just come out looking like a main character. I'm not kidding. That's like the best part of Japan for me, besides like the culture and the food, is the clothes, bro. Too fat for Japan's clothes. Here's the thing, chat. In Japan, I have yet to see one fat person. Even when I walked around Comiket, which by the way, is Weeb Central. That's the mecca of weebdom. I have not seen a single fat person in this entire country. I think it's because they get to walk everywhere. I'm pretty sure the fattest man in this country is probably like a sumo wrestler, and he's fat for a living. He's getting paid to be fat. What happened in America, guys? Here's the other thing, chat. Do you want to know what's worth more than gold in Japan? Do you want to know what's worth more than women? Do you want to know what's more than food in Japan? It is Pokemon. In Tokyo and in Japan, they have something called Pokemon centers. You can go there and you can purchase Pokemon cards, or you can purchase toys, or you can do a bunch of cool activities, okay? They have massive real-life mechas for Pokemon in Japan. I went into a building in Shibuya. It was the top floor. They had the penthouse spot, and Balenciaga was underneath them. And the thing is, they release new Pokemon cards here, but they're smart, because when they release Pokemon cards, if you buy them, which I would never buy Pokemon cards, it's just so nerdy. They tell you, Filian, you have to take the plastic off. I'm like, why? And they say, it's because you can't resell it online to scalpers. They solve scalping, chat. They remove the foil from the boxes, and therefore you can't sell it online anymore. They have literally solved crime. And speaking of which, dude, so my guy, like the production studio here, one of the dudes just leaves his bike outside, and nobody steals it. He doesn't even chain it up, chat. He has the bike set to it, like, where you have to, like, brake by, like, actually pedaling to brake. And so he's like, if someone tries to steal, they'll just fall over and die. They won't even steal his junk, bro. There's no trash cans, and the streets are so clean. I one time saw litter on the ground a singular time, and that was it. Legitimately. It was like a little grape wrapper. It might have been mine. I don't know. And also the thing is, it is quiet. I try to talk quietly, chat, and I'm like the loudest person on the golf course. And I'm like speaking English, so I feel so bad, dude. But I try. There's some other stuff, okay, chat? I went on a subway here. However, there's an issue. I swiped into the subway, which, by the way, that took me like 5 minutes to figure that junk out. I had to like set up my Apple Wallet or something. It was insane. I go into the subway, right? And I sit down on the subway. I'm just chilling my, you know what I'm saying? Like Google Maps telling me, go put this stop. And I'm like, okay, well, it's really easy. I go to walk out, chat. Here's like the thing you to walk out. I can't leave. It will not let me leave the subway because for some reason, I think I've buzzed out before. So I'm stuck in a subway with people staring at me, and the machine to buy a ticket is on the other side of the subway. I don't know what to do, Chad. I'm about to commit crime or some junk. I legitimately, you can't just push it. You have to give it your ticket to leave. So you put your ticket to go in, and then your ticket to go out. My phone was getting caught. Beam, how is it ever gonna tell me it's illegal to leave a subway? I'm already in here, bro. What do you want me to do? I just got off at the subway. Like, why are you beeping red at me, man? I don't want to talk about it. I had to get it resolved. It was very painful. I went outside. I got scared. I got very scared. Okay, chat. So we have some real photos right effing here, boys. So they got like signs of anime girls effing everywhere. When you walk into a 7-Eleven or a Family Mart, they have manga. But if you pull a skill issue maneuver and you grab the wrong one, you will pull out a pair of unironically, bro. They mix in the NSFW stuff with the wholesome stuff, legitimately. It's a very fun game to play in Japan, chat. You say, is this my girlfriend? You pull out a random manga and see the girl on the cover. If she has clothes on, you found a good one. If she ain't got clothes on, chat, she for the streets. And so you can see who gets lucky or not. You never know what you're gonna get, man. Okay, pick two. So chat, look at this, man. They got the effing New York Times Square and junk up with this motherfucker. I don't even know what happened. This stuff is, man. They got an IKEA, bro. The Swedish are taking over Japan. It's really funny because there's a hamburger joint called freaking Carl's Jr. And in America, they're like, what the frick is that? You know, Carl's Jr. But over here, their name is in English. So they brand themselves really cool. They don't write any Japanese because they're so cool. Japanese people like English stuff, especially hamburgers. So they're like, yeah, man, we're the coolest dudes in America. Trust me. In Japan, chat, they have a Best Buy. They call it big camera. Not big camera, just big camera. I went into one of the stores to buy some junk. We're gonna have a stream in 2 days where I get augmented reality into real life. I recorded myself already doing a backflip. I recorded playing darts. I am escaping into reality in Japan. Next photo. This is walking down the streets in Japan. As you can see, everything is very clean. You see this black truck right here, Chad? You see this junk? In America, if you step into a white van, you don't come back. In Japan, if you step into a black van, you go to your Uber destination. Every single taxi / Uber here, chat, they show up in a fancy black truck with seats that recline. And they have seat heaters. They look sick nasty, bro. So the truck is either called an Alphard or Alphaloid, or chat, the other name for it is called a Hellfire. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Chat, sometimes I roll up to the joint in a Hellfire. It's pretty cool. They come and open the door for you. Half the time they're wearing like a sailor captain outfit. They're like, moshi mosh. One time I tried to get into a car and the dude was holding the door open for me. I missed where you step up, slipped, hit my head on the wall, knocked my hat off. And I kid you not, this poor Uber driver who was just like, your hat, my queen. This guy legit did a full body dive just to catch my hat for me to not touch the ground. The Emperor of Japan, I don't know if there's still a thing. He was a lucky man, that's for sure. I didn't even know what to say, chat. I was just like, shutsureshimasu, after this guy almost effing died. So we went to like an anime store, we're like walking around, chat. If you're walking down the streets in Tokyo, you might find a random hole in the wall. And if you go down it, chat, it is a real life dungeon. I went into a random hole in the wall and I went down a set of stairs. At the end of the first staircase was a bunch of manga. Around the corner was a display case of Pokemon cards. Down a third staircase flight, a bunch of down a fourth staircase flight, stairs. At this point, I feel like I'm in an underground bunker, 40 feet underneath the ground. If there was an earthquake, I would be buried for free. I didn't know where I was. And as I open this door, there's a nice wood floor, and a real-life anime girl comes up to greet me. I hit her with a mecha kawaii, and, you know, she smiled. I hope she liked it. And I walked past her. It was just rows and rows and rows of manga, anime, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, memorabilia. They had Gundam statues that cost $900. They're like 6 feet tall in there. They had so much junk in there, bro. There was no music. There was just a cave ceiling on top, and there was like a nice wood floor that creaked as if you were on the 7th floor of a wood house. But somehow, we were 40 feet under the ground. It was some Harry Potter junk, man. I got transported to a separate dimension. So I started walking around, and I don't know, chat. Eventually, I had to go, but like, dude, there's some random stuff in there everywhere. Next picture production! For some reason, they said the Eiffel Tower is really cool. We should have one in Tokyo. So they went and built this, and I went and asked people why they built this, and the people here were like, yeah, that's a tower. If no one has climbed the Tokyo Tower before, I want to be the first to try. I want to get to the very top, and I want to base jump off of it and fly down, and then live stream that jump. I never said it was a good idea. A small cat girl can have big dreams. So you want to go to prison? No, 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 no,
no, I'm very fast. You'll see.
Next, chat, you may say, what is this unholy looking alien spaceship that landed in Japan? That's where Comiket was. So I had to walk underneath that mother fricker, and I just like looked up, and everyone was taking photos, even the people that lived here. It was so crazy. We got the power of God, anime, and German engineering on our side. It has a name, chat! The Tokyo Big Side, baby! Next. Okay, chat. Wait, production. Do we check this for... Uh-oh. Did we check that for... The thing is, we're probably good just from this one angle. If there was a different angle, we would probably not be good. You are witnessing approximately 2% of Comiket. It just goes on forever, chat. And this junk is more packed than a sardine can. So this is when it's really empty, but oftentimes, chat, it's like 3 or 4 times as packed. It was insane, man. Okay, dude, this was a crazy... I was walking around Comiket, chat, okay? And you know how sometimes they make mouse pads that are like badonkadonks, you know what I'm saying? Like they got some personality on those mouse pads. There was a display that you could touch. It said, please touch. And I had my translator translate it. It just says, please fondle. Legitimately, it said that. That was the actual translation. It is a mouse pad. It made Shy Lily look flat, bro. So yeah, we were commanded by Japanese men to fondle. I didn't do that. I am a failure. However, I was walking around and I saw a cute 3D anime girl. I was like, oh, is this like a model you can buy or something like that? And I go and scan it. I'm like, oh, look at this. She's got a cute little page on her junk. I'm like, oh, look at this. It's just like ASMR. And then I'm looking down her link tree and I just see this random. I'm like, what the frick is this? I click on it, chat. This wholesome young bean was doing content that I cannot unsee. And it went from 0 to 100 instantly, dude. Legitimately, chat, you are not safe. It was insane. Okay, next. This looks like some Minecraft auto-generated junk. I don't know how they decided this was the building. I don't understand the engineering here, but it is really sick. And chat, you can see that right between some of the bars at the top right there. There is like a gigantic Pokemon ball that's like embedded in the city. It legitimately looks like they ran on a budget. You know, it's like Half-Life 3's development process currently. I don't know what it is, but I did like it. Actual 3 feet POV. Next. In the underground area that I mentioned, if you can find it, chat, you can go see the same Pikachu I looked at. They had a card of a Pikachu. That thing was like 300 bucks. 30,000 yen, bro. This is like a first edition Pikachu. I wanted to buy a blue Voltorb. He was $1.50. But I had to go. We didn't have much time at that store. That was a store underground. Next photo. Oh, so this was in Shibuya, chat. So there's 2 areas, chat. There's Weeb HQ, and you can go buy a bunch of stuff everywhere in Akihabara. This is in Shibuya Crossing. They just have walking billboards of just like JJK stuff. And the thing was, I was walking around and there's a small girl. She's like handing out flyers. And I'm like, what is this? And she's like, no one takes her flyers, chat. Nobody wants her flyers. So I walk up to her and I'm like, arigatou gozaimasu. And she hands to me and her eyes lit up. She looks so happy. She's like, thank you. Thank you. That's what she said. And I look at it. It was a pamphlet for her idol group. And she had circled which idol was her and drew a heart around it. And then signed it on the very bottom. These idols, chat, were out here pushing P for themselves IRL, dude. Go to their show. I want to, dude. I'm gonna meet my future girlfriend or some junk. I don't know, man. Oh, one of my friends apparently was walking around at 2:30 in the morning and a woman ran out and grabbed his arm and said 3,000 yen for a good time. So you know, chat, all the women out here working hard for sure. Okay, next. This is a Japanese shrine. This shrine is called Hatsumade. Apparently, like on New Year's Day, they all like to go to the shrines. And so I saw a bunch of people walking up here. Look how much ore there is, chat. The thing is, they don't like do pictures or anything, so no picture of the actual shrine. So yeah, I like it. It's very nice. When you walk around on the streets, they have vending machines everywhere. And in half of the vending machines, chat, they will sell you Pokemon cards. You can gamble for Pokemon cards as you walk down the street. It's actually kind of crazy, bro. You can pay like 10 bucks to maybe get a good Pokemon card. It's so sick. They have a real life Gundam. At night, it transforms and plays a bunch of sound effects, bro. It's super sick, dude. I got some footage of it, chat, but I don't know what we're gonna do with it. We'll maybe see this Gundam again, maybe not. Their power level is like over 8 million at this point.